Okay, all right. Welcome, guys, to our team call with Restoration Nation and Dare to Move. We are so excited that you're here tonight. We have an awesome guest speaker, Miss Kristi, and she's going to be sharing with us a little bit about Instagram and branding and all the things. I'm super excited about that. We did post her kind of stats in our team pages about all of her accomplishments, but she is a total rock star. So Kristi is one of those people that is like, this is who I am, and I'm going to be bold and brave. And I feel like a lot of, especially new coaches, struggle with that kind of identity and who you are. And I hope that hearing Kristi, you'll be able to overcome some of that. Kristi and I are part of the same upline organization. So I've known her for several years. She started right before I did. So our businesses have kind of been in line ever since. And she has an amazing story. What her family is going to soon to be expanding. They're going to be adopting, and it just is a huge, exciting season for her in her life. So I'm so excited for her to share with us. Kristi, if you will, and just a quick refresher, y'all make sure to go to the Coach News. Stay plugged into your team page and stay plugged into the Coach News because there's so much going on in the coming weeks. We've got Team Cup. So if you are on a Team Cup team and not in our combined Team Cup support page, make sure that you get in there. Just make sure that you stay up on the team news, and To Be Mindset sale ends in a couple of days. So just be on top of that. So lots going on, lots of great stuff. It's a good time to be a Beachbody coach. So we also have new coaches on the call for the first time ever. So shout out to Miss Carly. All right, I'm gonna pass it off to Kristi, and she's gonna share her heart with us. Kristi, will you tell us a little bit about your story, and then you can get right into the meat of what you wanted to talk to us about.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And if you cannot tell from the get-go, I'm very Southern. I'm from Alabama. So everybody always says something about it when they hear me for the first time. They're like, oh my gosh. So yeah, we're going to have a little Indian baby with this kind of accent. So how about that? But we're so excited. So about me, I got married to my best friend in 2013. I was a full-time, oh my gosh, she's from Alabama, sorry, squirrel, but a minute later. So I was a full-time nurse since 2010, and while I've always loved the aspect of helping others, working 12 to 16 hours on somebody else's time clock, still stressing to barely make financial ends meet, never getting to see my husband was not okay. So I let it go on long enough to the fact that I almost lost my marriage because I was so down on myself. I had zero self-confidence whatsoever. I've always been into fitness my entire life. I grew up playing softball, cheerleading. I've always loved weight training, but also would leave and be like, oh, I earned that pizza. But that was like, I'm a major stress eater. And I still am to this day. Everybody knows me for freaking donuts. Just so no shame, but learn the balance along the way. But make a long story short, in 2014, I was actually studying for my personal trainer because I love the working out aspect. But then, it clicked, with time. It was like, that's not getting me closer to my goal. That is not bringing me home. It's still keeping me away from the home. It's not fixing my emotional stress eating problem. So coaching was everything that I needed. And when I started, I'm very unlike most people, starting as challengers, getting results, then becoming coaches. No, I was like day one, balls to the wall. I'm in this. I've got to save my marriage, whatever it takes. I was scared to dang death. I was working 12 to 16-hour shifts, as I'm sure Rachel tells you all the time. Sacrifice, especially in the beginning. If you want to be successful, I would work 12 to 13, 14, 16 hours, come home, work till like 1 in the morning, which if y'all know me now, I'm very grandma status. This is like my bedtime, but I love Rachel and she showed up on my call and I'm going to show up on hers, but I'm going to crash after this freaking call. Like I need my sleep. But, I was willing to do whatever it took. So I would stay up to 1, be up by 4 to get my workout in before work and whatever it took. And like, insert legal disclaimer, but like my very first paycheck was $300. We get paid every single week, but like within 4 months, I was able to leave my full-time nursing job. Again, I work my freaking tail off and I still do. I'm very much Rachel, we were, like she said on my call, we're very much alike, but we're very much different. Like we both are very passionate and are faith-based, but I am like all in your face, tough love, competitive. I'm in this to freaking win it. So if y'all aren't in like the Team Cup, you got to be. You got 3 or 4 days. Like that is what changed my business. I signed up in September. Our first fall classic was in October. We ended up number 6 in the entire company as a brand new freaking coach. So anything is possible. You just have to be willing to show up and put in the work. That's what I tell my team. Nothing's different than you and Emily Favre and Ashley Molstad, except they're showing up every single dang day and doing the stuff that sucks. And, you know, they're propelling forward because they're failing forward every single day. But that's about me. I am a lifetime 3-star diamond, SC10, legend, whatever, if you want to get into all those numbers. But at the end of the day, all those numbers are great, but we're focusing on changing lives. Yes, we're in a network marketing program. We're selling products, but we're not leading with that. We're sharing our story. We're taking care of ourselves every single day. Like, I was able to come off like 7 medications, depression, anxiety, migraine medicines, because I learned that I was worth investing in. And you have to know that too. And when you lead with that, it don't matter if you're texting, you're typing, whatever in your post, people are going to feel you, whatever it is. If you lack your confidence, people are going to feel that. If you're passionate, I still say the stupidest stuff every single day, but people know that I'm real and that I'm full of passion and energy, and that's all that matters. Like, if they don't want to hear what I got to say, good, bye. They're not part of my tribe anyways, you know? So you can say the right thing, but the right thing to the wrong person, it's not going to matter, or the wrong thing to the right person, and they're still going to join you. So you just have to be true to who you are and lead with that every single dang day. If you get caught up in that comparison trap of, say, you know, well, you don't need to unfollow Rachel, she's your coach, but like, say me or someone that's not on your team, and you saw what I was doing and you're like, dang, man, she's got it all together, and you start beating yourself up, freaking unfollow me, defriend me, because you're only stealing your own joy. Like, I know once you go diamond or higher, I don't know if any of you are there yet, but you can get in these mastermind groups with corporate. When I got in those dang things, I was hearing about all the things that I was not doing, and I freaked out. So I had to remove myself because I had to put my blinders on and focus on what I know was true to me, and that helped me. Because that's the beautiful thing about this business. It's not cookie cutter. It's not, you know, just one thing fits all approach. No, there's multiple ways, and you can look at the top 10 coaches and you're like, whoa, they're so different, but they're all so majorly successful, which is a beautiful thing that allows you to be true to who you are and expand in that. So, all right, so I'm excited to talk about marketing and networking, and Instagram primarily is my business. I know Rachel rocks Facebook too, but like, I find a bunch of people who just ghost me and, oh, I didn't mean to click your post. And I was like, whatever, I ain't got time for you. I'm going back to Instagram. So I love Instagram. And because when I first started back in 2014, I didn't have an Instagram. I did have a Facebook, but it was for me to stalk everybody else. I definitely dang sure wasn't about to take no selfie or post pictures of myself. And now here I am talking on calls. Like, it's crazy. I'm completely 180 from who I was. And I had this opportunity to thank me for that. And my husband too, because he's a very confident person. I used to think he was super cocky, but he's taught me to love myself, you know, and God knew what he was doing when he put us together, because we were so opposite in that. But this company has taught me to love myself from the inside out and lead with that. Instagram is where it's at. And I've actually done a lot of investing into my business. If you want to act like your business is a business, you have to invest in it and treat it that way. So I'm actually a member of Shalene Johnson's MIA Academy. I'm actually going to California in 3 weeks to listen to her live. And she talks about Instagram and is very up to date. And it's up to us as coaches to know what the algorithm is doing, because it is constantly changing. The only thing it doesn't change is change itself. But that's the fun thing too, because we have to remain coachable and be willing to fail forward in that every single day. So just know your rank of significance when it comes to Instagram. Stories are up number 1 up front. And the cool thing about that is people, when they're coming to watch your stories, they don't expect you to be all dolled up, glamified. Like, they want the rough, the real, the raw, I don't care, hot mess express, towel on your head, at least have clothes on, cover yourself up if you're out of the shower or something, you know, but like, they don't care. Like, they want the realness, because that's why they're coming there, you know, not some polished post that took us 30 minutes to craft and recreate and make it sound all perfect. But your stories. And I was so bad about this for a while. I would do, like, in my mornings is when I do my workouts, and that's when I'm like fired up, I'm pumped up, I'm like all in your face, 20 videos at once. But I'm like, pump the brakes a little bit, Kristi. Spread it out, because you want to make sure you're showing up at the front every couple of hours, every 2 to 3 hours. But that's the cool thing. It's not like Snapchat, Instagram. You can save stuff and then come back and post it in an hour. Set a timer on your phone or something to remind her, hey, I need to post real quick, so that you're constantly, because I don't know if you've noticed in your actual post on your feed, maybe you've lost followers, maybe your likes have went down, and that's because a lot of people are not using, they're looking at those stories because it's popping up right there. They're not scrolling. So that's okay. Don't freak out if your numbers drop. Mine drop every single day. Again, bye. If they don't like what you are showing, then good. You don't want them anyway. They're not part of your tribe. So make sure that you're constantly sharing those stories and breaking them up. And doing so. And in talking about stories, well, I'll go into that later because there's so much with stories, but rank of significance, stories is 1, 2 is still going to be your post. So, but 1 a day. We used to, like a few years ago, I was trying to post 5 times a day. That's rough stuff. Like to craft a post, whereas stories, you can be like walking, talking in the bathroom, getting ready, and you just do it. It's real and on the go. Whereas like actual posts, they take time, which you can, set yourself up for success in that and make a plan, save content, repurpose content, which I hope you're doing, because that just makes it easier on you and saves you time. But still posting once a day is my goal. And I won't lie, there's even a couple of days that I missed a post. It's okay. If you're short on time, don't worry about making a post. Make sure you're getting those darn invites in. If you're really crunched on time, focus on what's going to propel you forward the most. And then 3rd is going to be your lives on Instagram. It's crazy that posts are actually before lives, but this kind of goes back to your stories. You're going to be bumped up anyways. I actually have only done like 3 lives ever on Instagram. But that's that. And the 4th is IGTV, which I've actually never done ever. So stories and then post is what I primarily do, and it's worked well for me. So digging deeper into your stories, you guys, you can do them like if you're just doing quick stories, fine. Make sure you're showing up. But if you have the time, take advantage of the resources that are there. Your geotags, and I try to use those every single time. And I live in a little podunk town, so I'm probably not going to use mine much, but I'll use like New Jersey, and I'll minimize the heck out of it so you can't see where I'm tagging, or Canada or UK or wherever it is that hey, California, that's got like tag it. It don't mean you have to be there, but just minimize it to where you can't see it, but it's still going to then show up in their post. Also, using that one hashtag option that it has, and again, sometimes I'll let it be seen and sometimes I'll minimize it so you can't see, but it's still popping up in that thread, because you don't want to put too much to where it's like clutter, clutter, clutter with all the hashtags and the tagging people. You want it clean, but you don't want it blah and bland either. So you just have to find that balance. And also talking about like stories that you're doing videos, ones that are text post, ones that are rear facing, like you're showing what it is you're looking at. Like you want to have that well-rounded things, because sometimes I realize I talk way too much, and I just did 10 videos of me doing it, and I'm like, people are probably just like tapping through that crap because they don't care. They have such short attention spans. And what Shalene said, I actually didn't write this in my note, but it's good to like, and I've gotten away from this, I need to get back, but like adding captions if you're doing videos, because you have to treat your stories as if people are not listening. Maybe they're at work or somewhere, so like what is the gist of what's most important about what you're trying to say? Like that curiosity marketing, you want to add that in there to break that up, and then they'll be like, what did you say? Because I've actually had people say something like, one time somebody said, oh, you look tired. That's exactly what I was talking about in my video. Thank you. You're pointing out the fact that I look rough. Somebody says you look tired, but I'm like, that's what I was talking about. But I'm like, they don't listen, so you have to put those captions on, and those really are helpful, because what do they say statistic wise? Like a gnat has a longer attention span than a human, like 7 seconds. So you have to take that into consideration and really get to the point, because people don't want to hear your whole life story. And plus, you don't want to get on there and just rant. Anyway, so, and most importantly is using those poll options, but never, ever, ever give them, I got my own feelings hurt. I'm very like wearing my heart on my sleeve. Thank God for PD, because It used to be rough stuff. But like, say, do you want to join my challenge group? You don't want to put yes or no, because people would put like no, and I'm like, oh my God, like it would hurt my feelings, you know, but you put like heck yes or tell me more info. And I try to do this every other day, but also on the flip side of that, after those 24 hours, it's gone, you guys. So set a timer on your phone to remind yourself, hey, I need to go back and check this poll. And when you directly respond to those poll options, like there's a quick text that you can use. I usually just copy and paste mine to where you're just like, every single person that clicked this, you're responding. Because when you do that, and even when they click your poll, that is bumping you up in the algorithm. Even just straight DMs bump you up in the algorithm. So it's actually good that we're carrying on conversations. Back in the day, we would start them in DM and then try to convert over to Facebook as soon as possible. But whereas now it's actually like helping us be shown if they see that we're active behind the scenes. So really take advantage of that and like respond. When people respond to your poll, like respond directly through that and make it easier on yourself. Like I did a silly one, like asking if people decorate for Valentine's Day, just something to create more engagement. And then I was like, you know, yes or no. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to so bad. But my husband's like, absolutely not. Like, what kind of stuff do you use? Like to ask him a question and then form that relationship and keep the conversation going. Because if I was like, oh, cool, or whatever, like it's not going to carry on a conversation. You have to ask those questions, but like let them feel your excitement through it as well. So using the stickers, the polls, I use the music for my videos. And one of my coaches just asked me this, like I share my workouts, and I think Rachel said she shared her workouts too through the Instagram stories, but like, you know, you don't have to do that. That's just my accountability for me, and people know me as like the fitness coach. I've always been into the fitness side of things. So it's like my accountability and me showing up, but like don't feel like you have to be that coach if that's not truly who you are. And if it takes you an hour just to slice the videos, like that's just not worth your time. So, you know, share what's true to you that's going to help you grow. I don't feel like you have to do everything Rachel does or I do or whoever Ashley Molstad does. But the main thing in everything you post in your stories is the curiosity marketing is going back to that. You guys, and I know Rachel tells you this, Beachbody's not your brand, you are your brand. What sets you apart from Rachel and from me, and why do people want to choose you? And that's why it takes some time, and we call it our core 5. You know, why when people look at your page, you know, for the love, don't just like everyone be like a sweaty selfie, sweaty selfie, sweaty selfie, sweaty selfie. Oh my God, is that all she does? You know, while that's a part of you, people need to see the whole you. Like I actually had a new coach, and just signed up this past week, and she did not want her profile to be public because of her son. And I'm like, girl, I'm going to be straightforward, honest with you. I can only imagine what it's like. Is it scary? But I promise you, those creepers out there, they're going to find you regardless if you want to or not. And why live in that what if negative mindset when you can think of the what if? Think of the people that you're going to impact and inspire. Because if you're closed down and you're not open shop, then you're like, people try to follow you and you're closed down. They're like, well, you know, and they're moving on. So you have to think of the like what's going to come of it in a positive way, and not worry about what if this may happen in a negative if. It's more of the even if, you know, whatever, you know, I'll block you if you say something creepy. It happens, unfortunately, but thankfully nobody's like come to my door or anything yet. So you just have to think of the positive aspect of that. And make a long story short, she did. She went public. She trusted the process, and, you know, she's showing up and doing the work that, you know, because we're only telling you these things because we want you to grow and see the best success possible. And it's supposed to be scary. If it's not, then you're not growing. If you're ever comfortable, like my girls all the time, they're like, I'm so scared to post this. I'm like, good, that's your sign. Just freaking do it already. You know, just go before you talk yourself out of it. But creating that curiosity marketing, even in my stories, they might see like my transform tracker or on my step may say Beachbody, but I'm never talking about Beachbody. I don't even talk about that I'm doing Transform 20. I'm talking about this 20-minute program that I didn't feel like working out today, but you know what? I showed up anyways. Anybody can commit to 20 minutes a day, and and that's why you never share what it is you're doing. But they're going to ask you, and then you're like, oh, let me tell you about it over in private messenger. So, but as I was actually telling Rachel on my call a while ago as well, is like for so long, everybody has known me as a fitness coach. And I love fitness. But just focusing on groups and challenges and stuff, that's not going to change our lives. And I'm not changing my challengers' lives. I'm not changing my coaches that are settling for the discounts lives. So everything I'm doing, even 4.5 years of being a coach, I'm constantly rebranding myself and who I am. And just these last 2 months, I'm all things coaching, all in your freaking face. Like, I'm talking about, you know, what a typical day looks like, what I'm doing. Oh my God, I've been, like, today was stupid crazy with all of our adoption stuff. We had to re-get medical exams done, talk to school counselor about what do you have to provide for my future child, like crazy stuff. And I'm like, holy crap, I got to get to freaking work. I'm running a business. I got to remember what it is I'm doing for. And it was amazing what I could get done when I got home and sat and focused for 1 to 2 hours as a full-time freaking coach. You know, you can get it done. You just got to put those blinders on. But I'm telling my story because, as Rachel said, you have to share that hustle, you know, or people aren't going to do it. But that is all in what you want to attract. So talk about coaching and what it has done for you. I don't care if you made $8 freaking off of a Shakeology sampler pack. Share that crap. You know, that's lots of donuts. Well, shouldn't say that, but you know, it's something. But you're interacting and you're connecting. There is no other network marketing company that forms relationships like we do. So it truly is a blessing, and you have to know that, and you have to believe in yourself and lead with that. Because I had a coach, we had a little heart-to-heart a couple of weeks ago, because she was like, well, Shakeology is so expensive. I said, sister, you having that mindset, I hope you don't think you're ever going to sign somebody up with Shakeology if you think that. Because you have to first believe in the products, and you have to use them every dang day. I said, $4 freaking? Are you kidding me? Like, when I started, I'm a major cheapskate. Like, I'm all about my budgeting. So I was like, heck to the freaking no for like 3 months. But now I'm like, $4 a day, people pay that on Starbucks or a bag of chips and like a soda, and we won't even talk about what they're doing to their body. You know, if they don't pay the price now, they're dang sure going to pay it later when they're laying up in a hospital bed. You know, and I hate to be like that, but it's the truth. And by people patting you on the back and saying, oh, it's okay, just eat it just this once, you know, that's what society's been telling them the whole deadgum freaking time. And that's why they're in the shape that they're in. They need people like us who are their tribe and want the absolute freaking best for them to push themselves and make the change and put in the work that it takes. Nobody promised it would be easy or even fun. You just got to do it. Like, I was on a call, I don't know if y'all heard this call, but she was talking about, you don't always love what you do, you love what you do it for. And that's what it comes down to, is knowing why you're willing to show up. There's many days I'm like, I swear to God, if I have to talk to one more person today, I'm going to bang my head up against this freaking wall. But like, I'm like, you know what? You got a lot of fees due, you know, you got a lot of stuff. You got an adult today. You do. You got to show up, because you dang sure don't want to go back to working on somebody else's time clock when you got a baby on the way. You know, you did this so you could be a work-at-home mom and be present in their life every single day. So you got to show up in the time that you have so that you can show up for them later once they're here. Or they're probably already there for most of you. But for me, you know, that's what's keeping me going. So getting back to, you know, talking, using those DMs, asking those questions. And I know Rachel, like, is all about her, y'all are doing your free groups and your challenge groups. If you like my stuff, if you comment on my stuff, if I see you're watching my stuff, I'm reaching out to you right now, and you're going to get an invite. Like, you open those doors, you're no longer cold to me, and I'm going to do it through voice message. I'm going to be like, oh my God, girl, I saw this. I can relate to you in this. Have you considered doing what I'm doing as a coach? And I'm going to share that. And if I don't, we're doing sneak peeks every other week. If it's like the week of, I'll say, hey, we just did this Thursday night. Let me show you this, and you check it out if they're interested. But I promise you, like, I go for no, baby. Like, turn me down, ghost me. I don't care. And actually, well, now I learned that on training. Like, I talk about that. Talk about getting ghosted. I see that you freaking read my message. Like, that's part of what we do as coaches. Like, it's getting rejected so that when you're signing new people into your team, they know this is part of the process. Like, it's not like, oh my God, I'm butthurt, you know, because somebody ignored me. No, that's part of the process. And that means you're actually showing up and doing the work. Like, eye-opening to me because I got so excited because like my coach cancellation emails had gotten less and less. Then I compared my recruiting to what it was before, and I said, oh my God, like my recruiting had went so far down. I was like, well, how many freaking coach cancellations do you think Ashley Molstad's getting? Probably like freaking 30 a day. Like, and I was so excited because I was like, people aren't quitting, they're staying. But no, I wasn't growing my team. I'd gotten so comfortable with what was there, and I wasn't bringing in that fresh new blood. And no matter where you're at in your journey, yeah, it's great to like have your people that are lifers now, but you have to continue to grow your business every single dang day. And so that was like eye-opening to me, and that's why we track our business and our fitness and nutrition and everything. Because I promise you guys, since I started using this Transform 20 tracker and writing down my whole life, like it really makes you grow as a coach too, because you're growing in your confidence and you're sharing from the front your freaking story. So I told you about the text message shortcut. Like, I don't really use that. I just copy and paste. All right, so don't post and ghost. I don't know if y'all are in these on Instagram, but you should have an Instagram pod. I don't know if y'all have those, but they say no more than 15 because then you would freak out because it would just be going off all day, every day. But you need 5 to 15 people. And we have this in our coaching team. And so every time that we post, we directly share it to that message thread. You know, you can do that with a little airplane thing, whatever. As soon as you post, you're sharing it to there and you're liking and engaging on each other's posts. And when you engage on each other's posts, it needs to be at least 4 words. So instead of thank you so much. That's what's going to boost your engagement, not if you just do like a heart or an emoji, but it needs to be 4 words. And what happens in those first 8 seconds is the most crucial. So even when you're posting, before you typed it all out, you've got it all ready, but then before you hit post, you're going to go to your notes section where I hope you have your hashtag list ready. And I did help with hashtags with Brock Johnson. So out of your core 5, your 5 different topics, I have 5 different lists of 28. You don't want to do 30 because what if somebody else randomly does a hashtag on your comments? Well, then it's going to red flag you because it's going to put you over that 30 hashtag limit. So 28 is the magic number. And before, like I said, before you post, you're going to go copy and paste that list. Then as soon as you hit post, you're copying that to your as your first comment right away. And I don't know what Rachel teaches on y'all on that, but there is no from the training, there is no difference in the algorithm whether the hashtags are in the initial post or the first comment, but it's cleaner when it's in your post, like, and not all just blah in your face at the beginning. So, and at the ... period trick, do 3 of those and then your text so that it's not like it's hard. Like if they expand that, it's kind of weird. So they're probably not going to see all of your hashtags that you're using. But so that's like instant when you make your post within those first 5 seconds, all your hashtags are there and you're showing up and you're sharing to your pod. Y'all are each like coming to like and blow that up because your goal is to be in the top post. And now it's going to take some time. If you do not have your hashtag list, take the time now to set those up because you don't want to use this exact same list every single dang day or you're not attracting new people. So having 5 different lists, but you actually need to get on your PC, your computer, and when you're making your list, like you don't want to just be like boy mom because guess what? You're getting buried. There's so many people use that and a lot of coaches use that. If you're just using fitness coach, and I know y'all know not to use Beachbody ones or Shakeology ones, stuff like that. But like I do like Proverbs 31 woman. And I do a lot about my adoption journey and my faith and stuff because you don't want it less than 1,000, but you definitely don't want it more than like 400,000 because if it's less than 1,000, well, guess what? Nobody's using that hashtag anyway, so they're not going to see it. Or if you're using over 400,000 to 500,000, well, guess what? It's getting buried and it's not doing you good anyway. So you want that in between mark. And they recommend that you reevaluate those about once a month just to make sure that they're still attracting your tribe. And you can look when you type that in your search bar from your PC to see how many it's getting. Actually look at those top posts and see if it's your tribe and it's not just like weird stuff, but also see how many likes and comments that it's getting in those 9 top posts. Because if it's getting thousands and thousands, well, you're not going to compete with that if you've got 100 followers. So you need to make sure that those hashtags are specific to where you are in your business right now and how many followers you got. Because if they're like way outnumbering you, then, you know, change it, because you're not going to be seen. So that's really helpful. Again, this is all about self-evaluation. You got to look at your page and be like, is this eye-catching? You know, does this attract my attention? And is there a color scheme? Like, I'm all about pink. I love it. So even like, I'll do the every third picture, I'll do a white text or a white background with a pink text. My highlighted stories, they're all in pink with the same cover logo. So it's like a part of who I am, and I'll try to incorporate it in my pictures to make sure there's that pink, but also using the same filter like every single time you post. I use Pick Tap Go. I think I paid for it, but it's like a one-time fee, less than $5. But I use the same filter every single time, so it's like the same color lighting, and it looks clean and fresh and eye-catchy. You can use free ones or whatever. Just for the love of God, don't put like bunny ears or something from Snapchat on your post. That's just not professional. And to me, it shows a sense of insecurity if you can't show who you really are. But for the love, do yourself a favor. So have that core 5, have those list of hashtags, have the same filter and the same color scheme. They have posted in the Beachbody Champions page about the color wheel if you want to do it that way. There's free branding quizzes, like knowing what your fonts are and stuff. What is your first headline? You know, talk with, like, I know I talk a lot with caps locks and emojis, because that's just, I'm like all in your face, like, so, you know, but people can feel that. If like, it used to piss me off when people would be like, hey, all lowercase and no exclamation. I'm like, you're not freaking excited to talk to me? Like, people can feel like how you're coming across if you're just like, no, yeah. I'm like, all right, bye, I don't have time for this. Like, you know, you have to feed off of them. Don't invest your time where people, you can tell that they're like, they're not ready, you know? So be smart with that. Don't work harder, work smarter type thing. Again, don't post and ghost. Be there. So those first couple of minutes, once you post, so that if people are commenting, you're responding right back. You got to respond to every single comment on there. So make time for that. And then make sure you're engaging with those people. If they're following you, follow them back if you truly feel like you can relate to them. Told you about the period trick. And this is simple, and you probably know, but like, I sucked at it for so long because it's one of those things that's just as easy not to do as it is to do. But you guys, I promise you, if you ever come to Rachel telling her you ain't got nobody to invite, you're so full of freaking crap because you're not growing your business. Like, take 20 minutes a day and grow your freaking following. Like, I told y'all, I love cold marketing. Like, still to this day, I have like nobody in my family on my team on purchasing the products from me. And I'm like, fine, watch me. I'm going to the top with or without you. And you have to have that mindset. And so I love cold marketing. Sorry, is it really loud? My husband's doing dishes. But he made me lose train of focus. But spend 20 minutes a day, or 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Set a timer, race the clock. But also, don't like be like, let me see if I can relate to this person, because that's what, then there's a squirrel, then you've lost 30 minutes. And I had a girl the other day talking about she was following like Fresh Foods or Whole Market. Like, I get where she's going with that being clean eating, but at the end of the day, that's so overly saturated. That's not really condensed, so that's not your market. Like, here I found like a little lavish boutique, you know, because I'm like, oh, those girls like to invest in themselves and look cute, and, you know, it's more streamlined. So know what it is. But when you go to that boutique or whatever it is, you just look at their little bitty profile picture, and if they're like, oh, they even look like they may be my brand, follow. Don't click on their page and be like, I wonder if I can relate to them. No, you just follow, freaking follow. And then if they follow you back, then you can spend just a second and be like, oh, I really can relate to this person. You write their name down, you track, you start forming that relationship with them. And that's where the Cleaner and Captivate, if y'all use that for Instagram, again, it's a one-time payment of less than like $5, but you're doing that Monday through Friday, and on the weekends, you're unfollowing those people who didn't follow you back. But don't waste so much time being like, oh, is this really my target? Like, no, just go to something that's specific to you, whether it's like where your kid does gymnastics or I don't know, but find it and just follow. I try to do like 50 at a time. You don't want to do like 500 at a time, or you're probably going to get like blocked out of your account. So space it throughout the day, and that you'll really find that helpful, because you have to grow your business. You're going to lose followers. It's going to get stagnant, you know, and you're going to tap out of that warm market. But there's no reason why you should ever feel like you don't have someone to invite. I don't care if you start going to the top of your list and you just like, hey, look, I'm starting this new thing. You want to join me? Like, I don't care. If you've never talked to them before, freaking invite them. Like, you know, I don't have time for the small talk. This is my business. This is what's providing for my family, and you have to treat it like that. You know, you have to have that confidence in knowing that, hey, you're either with me or not. And a good thing is like have a little partner, or ask somebody that's like brutal honesty. What do you see when you look at my page? Like, what do you ask your followers? Ask in your stories. Use that as content. What do you like best from me? Why do you follow me? What drew you to my account? Ask them. They will tell you their opinion, I promise you, whether you want it or not. But hey, it's good to have that little self-eval. And when everybody was like, you know, motivation, fitness, I was like, I got the motivation, you know, and fitness, that's when I was like, man, fitness is important, but that's only skimming the surface. Like, I'm not attracting business builders if I'm just always talking about my fitness. So that's when I changed everything. So ask them, they will tell you, and it might be quite eye-opening for them to tell you what it is they see, and have that personal reflection. And again, your bio, you know, making sure you're public again, your picture is of you, and that your bio is not just like, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, join me. Like, I saw my new coach. She was, bless her heart, she's awesome. She signed up, like, she reached out to me and was like, hey, I'm signing up, sign up on her own. But then she like had like, I'm a new coach, like in her bio with her link. And I said, girl, take that down right freaking now. Like, that is so bad. And like, she did, you know, but don't have that. Like, that's what Linktree is for. It's free. You know, fill out your application, spend some little time on that, and help yourself out. Even me back in December, reevaluating what you're branding yourself as. After 4 years of coaching, I was always fitness coach Kristi K. And again, that's when I was like, I'm labeling myself as a freaking fitness coach. No wonder that's why I'm attracting freaking challengers and people who aren't building the business, because I'm not talking about a business. And now my Instagram handle is now Kristi Kinard. It is my name because I am my brand, and I want people to know all of me, you know, and being a business mentor and a coach, and, you know, my family and my faith and all that I am and all I stand for. So, you know, making yourself easy to find and true to who you want to be recognized as, and not just labeling yourself as one part of you. So again, taking time, make your core 5, have a color scheme, setting out your hashtag list. Like, it takes time up front, but in the long run, you're helping yourself so much by dialing in those people who specifically you're wanting to target. You know, if you're not taking advantage of those resources, actually just my last post was a picture of my food, and I was like, it was a very simple, very generic post, because I was like, I need to post. But it was like steak and potatoes, and I actually I didn't throw it into my pods, because I was like, some people were offended by me eating meat, and I didn't want to offend them, you know, but I'm sorry, I'm not a vegetarian, I'm never going to be. But I didn't want to like hurt their feelings, but like my engagement is so down because I didn't share it in my pod, so people aren't coming to like see it. I did use my hashtags, but it's just crazy to kind of see like how that plays into effect, so y'all can really help each other out in that aspect. So I really encourage that. And I think that's all I got. I forgot. I was scared I wouldn't have enough content, but when I get going, y'all, I get freaking going. You're gonna shut me up. So
Kristi, you're awesome. That was so helpful. So anybody that we did have one question. Jessica wants to know, you mentioned the Cleaner app. What was the other app that you mentioned?
They're kind of one and the same. The other one is called Captivate, and I think it actually does what Cleaner does, but it also will follow for you. And I know a couple of other coaches that do this, because it'll like space it out throughout the day. So again, it don't red flag you for doing it all at once. But I'm not I just use Cleaner right now for the unfollowing, because I'm like, if I don't have 10 minutes to follow my own people, then I need to reevaluate my time management anyways, you know, because this is about generating that life of freedom. And heck, let's be real, we all have time, what we make time for. So
yeah, couldn't agree more. So does anybody else have any questions? You can pop them in the chat. This was basically like your Instagram 101. It was a really great reminder. I personally have kind of rebranded my page a few months ago too. And something you'll notice when you take that next step to make your page look pretty. It's just the way Instagram is. Facebook, you can post whatever you want, and there's people don't care. Instagram, people on Instagram are visual people, and so it's just what it is. I rebelled against it for a long time actually, and I rebranded a couple months ago. Now I have a color scheme and I have all the things, and I noticed that my follow back rate, people who will actually follow my page, is at least 10 times higher when I took the effort to make my page coordinate. So Alex says, how should you type out your bio on Instagram? What tips can you offer on that, Kristi?
I did mine in a note section so that it's line by line, and then I copy and pasted it into there. And I haven't, I changed it when we started our adoption a few months ago. But again, and you can even now, you can like use hashtags in your bio if you want to. I haven't done that, but I know some people have had success. But again, it's got to be very dialed in and targeted with whatever it is you put there. I think it makes it not look clean, but hey, if it helps boost, this is a thing where it's quality over quantity with Instagram. Like, I used to pay for someone to build my following, and now it's like I've had to I know that they paid for fake followers, because there's no reason why the amount of likes and stuff I'm getting is as low as it is compared to the amount of actual followers I got. But I'm rebuilding that on my own, and it's really more dialed in, so I'm appreciative of that, but it takes the time to build that back up. So I hope that helped with the copy and paste from the notes over.
Yep.
And I'm all about that emoji life.
Anybody else have anything? Brooke, did you have anything? Good. Kristi,
I did, and mine back to public figure. I was back and forth, like, I don't know where you stand, Rachel, because I would do personal for a while, but having those statistics or their algorithm, what do you call it, like, to see
insights.
The insights, that professional word. But also, being over 10,000, that's when you can drop your links and stuff, which you can't do from personal, I don't think. So I have.
And I also didn't know how important it was that first 8 seconds of a post, because I am totally missing the boat on that. So for those that are participating in Team Cup, use your Team Cup pod to say, hey, here's my post, and support your Team Cup pod that way by sending your post in there. Because that first, in 4 words, I'm going to read it. So 4 words or more in your comment of your friend's post.
And actually having your pod in Instagram DM, not Facebook, because remember, any interaction is helping you.
Right, exactly. Cool. Anybody else? Oh, do you form your clients on IG, or do you go in straight with the invite?
Both. It depends. Like sometimes, like here lately, it's been straight up, like, I say cold, but again, if you're just simply liking my stuff, well, I see that you're following me, and I can say, hey, she's a nurse, she's a mom, she obviously already likes to work out, and I love voice message, you guys, and I didn't used to always do this, but I'm sure Rachel told you this too, but 1, it's so much more personal, and 2, it's going to save you so much freaking time. So I'll be like, holy crap, sister, I just stalked your page, and we have so much in common. Like, what the heck? We have a sneak peek coming up. You totally have to join us. Like, have you ever thought about doing what I'm doing? And I just share that. Like, I'm like, you're relatable. Or if they got something on that you're like, holy crap, that's super cute. Or how did you do that with your hair? Like, I can't do nothing with this mess. Or whatever. Just something to relate to them. But like, oh my gosh, you totally got to join me. And, when they hear that passion and just realness and genuineness, that's all it takes. And if they still ghost you, which they will, then fine, bye. At least I know. I took a chance. If you don't ask, the answer is always no.
True. You can follow up with them later.
And I will blow your inbox up until you block me or you tell me just go on somewhere. There's so many people today I was doing some follow-ups. I was like, holy crap, I've been sending her messages for 2 years and she hadn't answered, and I'm still just blowing her inbox up.
Yeah, well, but you know what? I have had a couple of people who have signed up in the past couple months who would be interested and then ghost me, and then be interested and then ghost me, share a cart and then ghost me. And for two years or more out, and they said, thank you for not giving up on me. You just never know. They just aren't ready.
Those darn share carts, you guys. I know it can be so exciting for somebody to tell you they're ready, but until you see their name in that completed column, you do not get your hopes up. I'm telling you, I learned the hard way, and it sucks. Just this past week, that girl that signed up, she was like, reached out to me on Instagram. It was like, girl, I've been watching you forever. What is your ID? I'm signing up under you. I was like, she's not signing up. And a girl that actually tagged me saying, like, we talked on the phone for an hour. I know her, said she was going to sign up Friday. Guess which one signed up? Guess which one didn't? Like, the one I know, she's ghosted me. Like, I know you, girl. What the heck? And this girl that I ain't known from Adam signed up like that. Like, you can't discount anyone because you never know who's going to sign up, who's going to rock it, who's not. Like, that's what's kind of fun, though. At first, I was like, dang, but whatever. Your loss, not mine.
I love it. See, but her confidence in who she is and what she has to offer as a coach is evident. She believes in what she's doing. She believes she's passionate. She's confident in what she's providing people, and she's going to go about that unapologetically. So I hope that if you take something away, you take that away, because I think that that's extremely inspiring. So nobody else has any questions? I see people relating. I'm going to put this recording up, and I'll pass it on to Brooke and her team, and we'll make sure to get this recorded. Kristi, thank you so much for taking the time. I know it's your bedtime. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're getting me heated now.
You guys are awesome for showing up tonight. We'll see you back next week, and y'all have a great night. All right. Bye.